Feeling lost in life doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. You wake up, do what you're supposed to do, scroll, work, sleep, and still feel empty inside. Psychology says this feeling isn't weakness, laziness, or failure. In fact, many people who feel lost are deeply self-aware, and that's exactly why it hurts more. If you've ever felt like you're behind, disconnected, or unsure where you're going while everyone else seems certain, this video is for you. And no, it's not your fault. One major psychological reason people feel lost is identity overload. From a young age, you're told to be many things at once: successful, happy, productive, confident. Psychology shows that when the brain absorbs too many external expectations, it loses touch with internal direction. You stop asking, "What do I want?" and start asking, "What should I be doing?" Over time, that gap creates confusion. You're busy but directionless, moving but not arriving. Another reason is delayed emotional processing. Many people who feel lost didn't have the space to feel things properly earlier in life. They learned to survive, adapt, perform. Psychology explains that emotions don't disappear, they wait. And when life finally slows down, everything surfaces at once. That sudden emotional noise makes it hard to hear your own inner voice, leaving you unsure which thoughts are yours and which are unresolved feelings. There's also comparison fatigue. Constant exposure to other people's highlight reels rewires how the brain measures progress. Psychology shows that when you compare your internal struggles to someone else's external success, your brain concludes you're failing, even when you're not. This creates a false sense of being behind in life, when in reality you're just on a different timeline. Another hidden factor is lack of meaning, not lack of ability. Many lost people are capable, intelligent, and motivated, but disconnected from purpose. Psychology explains that when actions aren't tied to meaning, the brain struggles to commit. You feel unmotivated not because you're lazy, but because your mind doesn't see a reason to care. Direction doesn't come from effort alone. It comes from alignment. Feeling lost is also linked to transition phases. Growth periods often feel like confusion before clarity. Psychology shows that the brain becomes uncomfortable when old identities no longer fit, but new ones haven't formed yet. This in-between stage feels like failure, even though it's often a sign of internal change. You're not broken. You're shedding something that no longer works. One of the most painful reasons is suppressed choice. Many people feel lost because they've been living life on default mode, following paths chosen by family, society, or fear. Psychology explains that when autonomy is restricted, the brain experiences subtle hopelessness. Not dramatic sadness, just a quiet sense of, "This isn't mine." That feeling builds until you no longer recognize yourself. What makes this feeling worse is self-blame. People assume feeling lost means something is wrong with them. But psychology says the opposite. Feeling lost often means you're questioning instead of blindly conforming. And questioning is the beginning of clarity, not the end of it. So, feeling lost doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're aware enough to notice misalignment. Most people never question their direction, they just drift. If this video made you feel understood instead of judged, stay here. Subscribe for more psychology that helps you find clarity without pretending life is simple.